Hello guys, and welcome back to the fourth part of this course. So in this one I'll be talking to you guys about numbers in Python. So I wanted to join this course with the last one, which was strings, but I don't want to get you confused or make you get bored of watching this course. So I just sort of separated it to a different video and show you guys. So without wasting any more time, let's just go ahead and talk about the differences that you can do with numbers in Python. So the first thing you want to do over here is let's just come over here and create a new Python file, and let's name this numbers, just the way we have been doing. And what are numbers in Python? I told you guys earlier that numbers are one of the most common data type in Python, and almost every programmer needs number. They uses number, they include numbers in their programs. And what are examples of numbers? 1, 2, 3, 5, 17, 23. These are examples of numbers. I told you guys. And if you can remember, what are the examples of floats? Let's see if you can remember. So what are the examples of floats? 3.2, 8.4, 0.000000004. So these are floats, and let's just go ahead and get rid of all these. So let's get to the main thing that I want to do here. So you already know what numbers are, no biggie. Let's just go ahead and start doing what we want to do. So we can just print 2, and let's run this. And oh, sorry, you just have to right click over here and click on run, and you see it shows 2 over here. Then the next thing we can do is print a decimal number. Let's say we want to print 3.4445. Make sure there's a point over there, and print this. It shows you 3.00055554. Then we could do basic maths in Python, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. We can do all those in Python. So let's just go ahead and do one. Let's say we want to do 3 plus 1, and what do you think is going to give us? 4. Now when we run this, as you can see, it gave 4. So we could do basic math in Python. And are you thinking what I'm thinking over here? With this, that means we could build a calculator in Python. You understand what I'm saying? We could build a calculator in Python, and after this course, then the next one, then we are building a calculator. Hooray! So you could build calculator using these basic math functions that we have here in Python. Now let's do something else. Let's say we want to do sorry for clearing all that out. I just want to clear this out. Okay, let's say we want to do 3 minus 1. What do you think we're gonna get? 2. We could so do something like let's say 108 times, and when you want to do times, use asterisk. 108 times 500. Then let's run this. As you can see, we get 54,000. So you could do basic maths, arithmetics here. Now the next thing I want to show you guys is how to use the modulus operator. So what does the modulus operator do? I don't want to confuse you. The modulus operator is just like a percent sign that will divide the number, then give you the remainder. Do you understand what I'm trying to say now? So let's just go ahead and do something. Let's see if you understand. Give it a number, then the modulus operator, I told you, is the percent sign. Give it a number. So it's gonna divide 10. It's gonna divide 3 into 10, and what's gonna be the remainder? So let's do it manually. Let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sticks, and we want to divide this into 3. Now there is 1, there is 2, there's 3. So we have 1, we have 2, we have 3. Now it's remaining just 1. So this 1 is gonna be what the modulus operator is gonna give us. So let's run this, but we should get an error because of all this over here. Let's get rid of all this. Now when we run this again, you see we get 1, which is the remainder. So it divides the number by the other number, then give us the remainder. Well, how I want to do something like 10 divided by 2, 0, because that has no remainder. And hopefully you understand what the modulus operator does. So we could also store numbers in variables. I told you that, right? Let's say my num, and I want to store this to 10. Okay, yeah, let's say my num is 10. Then you could go ahead and print my num, and let's print this. as you can see 10 over here, and you can also convert numbers to strings. So this brings us to the last thing that we did. If you can still remember, when we're working with variables, we had to do something like this over here. That's the age one variable. We're using str, and why are we doing that? Because we're getting this error that was saying expected string got integer instead. So let's go ahead and show you guys what that's gonna do now. But before that, I want to get rid of all these errors over here. Okay, so we need to convert numbers to strings. And why do we even have to do that? In some cases, when we run this over here, Python don't want to see string and integers together. I don't know if you understand what I said. Python don't want to see strings and integers together. That's why when we come over here, you see there are strings over here. This is a string because it's assigned to a string, but age one is not a string, it's an integer. And I told you Python don't want to see string and integers together. They're like, I don't know, let's just say enemies. Let's just use the word enemies. I don't know if the word is correct. Python don't want to see string and integers together. So now we want to deceive Python into thinking that this over here is a string. And how do we do that? We use str open brackets, pass in the variable that contains the number. And let's show you how to do that over here. Now, in order to trick Python into thinking that this number over here is a string, what do we have to do? We have to open up str like this. Sorry for that. We have to open up str, open up some parentheses, then pass in this. So when you print this, you see it still gets printed, but now Python regards this as a string. And I hope that's interesting to hear, right? Yeah. So the next thing I want to show you guys now is how to make use of str functions to do a lot of things like concatenating numbers and strings together, showing you the error that we encountered earlier and how we can fix them using the str function. And I know you might not understand what I say, they might be so long for you to grab, but just calm down. Let's just go through the course. You should understand. So the first thing I want to do over here, I already have my num is equal to 10. Then let's get rid of those prints. Then I want to say print string my num. Okay, let's just get rid of the string first, and let's get rid of the curly the parentheses. Then I want to say plus open up a string is my favorite number. Then when we run this, we get an error. And what does the error say? Make sure you read errors. It says expected integer got string instead. Do you understand? I don't know if you understand what's going on here. It's expected integer, whereas it got string instead. So what do we have to do over here? When it says it expects integer got string instead, then just know that you're converting this to integer. Then when you run this again, it still says unsupported operand S for plus blah 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 blah. And why is that going on? And that's just because of one thing. You know what we have to do? Change this over here to str and run this, and everything works. If you can remember what I told you from here, that Python doesn't want to see integers and strings together. Now there was an integer over here, int. The variable inside contains an integer, which is this, and an error pops up. So when we change this to str, now it tricks Python into thinking that this over here is a string. So when you run this, everything works fine and nice. Now the next thing we can do over here is do something like to the power of a number. So let's get rid of this over here. Then we could just say print pow. So pow is used to define like power. Then we can say print 3 to the power of 2, and that should be 9. So as you can see over here, we get 9. So we can still see something like print 4 to the power of 2, and we get 16 over here. Then we can say something like print 4 to the power of 4, and we should get like 64, I think. Okay, what's going on? Yeah, we missed a parenthesis over there. So sorry, oh my god, this big. We got 256. Oh yeah, it's 8 to the power of 2. That's gonna give you 64. Yeah, my bad, I made a mistake over there. So 8 power to 64. So with the power function, you can raise numbers to the power of another number, and hopefully you understand what it does. Now we want to check for the largest number, like let's say the largest number in a list, not a list, like let's just use the word list. We want to check the largest number in the list. Let's just use the word list. So over here, use max. 8 and 2. What's the largest number? 8. Then you can also check the minimum number. 8 and 2. What's the minimum number? 2. And let's say we want to make this 2 to 2. Now the minimum number is 8. And hopefully you understand that. And one more thing we want to do over here is show you guys how to round off numbers. So let's go ahead and round off numbers. So if we say print round 4.7, what should it give you guys? It would give 5, because if you know little about mathematics, you know that 7 can round up 4 and it becomes 5. But if there's something like 7.2, it should still give us 4, because this cannot happen. So you can also round up numbers using Python. And let me show you guys how to do some basic math operation. You will come over here and import math. So what is import in Python and what is math? Now, import in Python is just like a command that helps us bring in external code into our current code that we are writing. There's no big in it, just calm down and understand. Import is a command that helps us bring in external code. Let's say I want to bring in all this code over here. I could just say import variables. And now I have imported all this code into here. It's as easy as that. And you see this string over here. I can say import strings, and it's imported it. It's as easy as that. I could just say something like import. There are a lot of things I can import, pty, cribs, a lot of things. So import brings in a code that's already written into our current code that we're writing. So, and what's math? Math is just like a library, like a package that has been written and kept for us. We could just use it to do a lot of things. So let's go ahead and make use of this math. First of all, we'll say it from math import star, which is this. And what does this now does? From mathematics, that math, we are importing star, and star basically means we want to import every single thing that's in the package math. That's why we use star. When you use star, you want to import every single thing that's in the package math. And hopefully you understand what I'm saying over here. Now let's go ahead and do something. Then I want to say print floor, and want to pass in two numbers, 3 and 8. And this would grab, it says math.floor takes exactly one argument, but 2 was given, so we have to use dot over here. Now it should give us 3. And why does that? It grabs the smallest number. How about if we use cell? Sorry for that, let's use cell. Now it should grab 4. You understand? Cell just like rounds off number, and hopefully you understand what it does. It's rounds off number. And that's pretty much it for numbers. So that was pretty much it for this video, guys, and hopefully you enjoyed it. So if you did, do drop a like on this video, and don't forget to comment, and also do make sure to subscribe, as it would mean the world to me. And I hope I'll see you in the next course. Bye for now.